I seek leave to speak on the report as well, Deputy Speaker.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Minister. Thank you. Thank you very much, the member for Boothby. Look, I had the honour of joining my first foreign assignment, the bilateral parliamentary delegation to New Caledonia and Fiji, with the member for Boothby, who led the delegation, the member for Solomon, Gosling in the Northern Territory, the member for Mallee, Dr. Anne Webster, and of course the member for Longman, Terry Young. The objectives of the delegation included fostering and strengthening Australia's links to these countries' respective Congress, Government and Parliament, while also gaining insight into the bilateral relationship we have with the two countries. More specifically, the delegation had the opportunity to hear about the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility Scheme, PALM, and the experiences of workers who participated in the program. As we know, PALM is a scheme which lets Australian businesses hire workers from 9 Pacific islands in Timor-Leste in order to fill the labour gaps in rural and regional Australian agricultural sectors. It essentially addresses Australia's workforce shortage for labour-intensive jobs while allowing Pacific communities and workers to circulate money into their economy. After speaking with various workers from the Pacific involved in PALM, the wide consensus was that the workers loved working in Australia and had strong sentiments related to for the prospect of returning. In the face of Australia's labour shortage in agriculture and related food product manufacturing, this is a very favourable outcome for our country. According to the National Farmers Federation, food industry bodies were short of 172,000 workers in 2022, resulting in prolonged inflated food prices and reduced food availability in the coming years. By filling this labour gap, PALM also functions to mitigate a factor that is currently contributing to the cost of living crisis, an issue that my Fowler electorate is substantially impacted by. It was promising to see the strong relationship being developed between Australia and the two countries. I was able to witness firsthand Australia's prominent working relationship with New Caledonia and France in partnering to promote more mutual security interests with respect to maritime zones, environmental protection, humanitarian responses, illegal fishing and trafficking. It was also wonderful to see Australia and Fiji's growing defence and security cooperations, and as close neighbours who share an enduring bilateral relationship, it is important that we are a country that Fiji can rely on. The delegation in Fiji also coincided with the Second Pacific Islands Forum Women's Leaders meeting in Suva, which hosted conversations with leaders across the Pacific about gender-based issues, including safety and economic security, which are felt acutely across the Pacific. I was very impressed to see the notable size of markets, most of which were run by female vendors, and learned that the vendors came from the rural countryside to the city in order to sell their goods, with the support of the Fijian government. In particular, accommodation facilities were provided to women to relocate to the city, as this allows them to market their goods in safety. I was very grateful to hear individual stories from the women vendors about the impact this project has had in assuring their security. In my Fowler electorate, we have over 5,000 constituents who are of Pacific ancestry. This is a community that plays an active role in Fowler, and I'm regularly engaged with groups including the Fiji Diaspora Women's Alliance, who are passionate about supporting Fiji women and girls, and the New South Wales Fiji Business Council, who promote Australian and Fiji-based business links. I'm beyond grateful, as this opportunity has allowed me to gain insight and deepen my understanding of the Pacific community that I work closely with, and I intend on continuing to fostering this relationship. I would also like to thank the Australian officials in Fiji and New Caledonia for looking after us so well, as well as, of course, the great leadership of our leader in leading the delegation, the Honourable Louise Miller-Frost, member for Boothby. It was a great, insightful experience, and I just thank you and give me the opportunity to speak to the report.